Today, we're diving into a story that could seriously change how we fight rare diseases. It's all about something called the ATRX Alliance, where the families who are right there on the front lines are teaming up with top scientists. Their goal? To hit the fast-forward button on finding a cure. Let's get right into it.
I mean, think about that for a second. It's a huge and honestly probably a pretty lonely question. When a condition is this rare, you're not just up against the medical stuff. You're fighting for funding, for research, for a community. So where do you even begin? That's the challenge we're going to explore today.
Okay, so to really understand the fight, first we've got to understand the opponent. Let's break down exactly what ATRX syndrome is.
So ATRX syndrome, what is it? At its core, it's a rare genetic condition, and it mainly affects how the brain develops. And what's wild is that it all comes down to a change in just one single gene, the ATRX gene. That tiny little alteration means a protein that's absolutely crucial is either totally missing or just doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
A challenge this big needs a totally different kind of approach, right? It's not something one lab or one single researcher can just solve on their own. So who's stepping up to the plate to take on this fight?
Well, the answer is found in this new kind of organization. It's built on a pretty radical idea that the families themselves should be in the driver's seat, right alongside the scientists in the search for a cure.
And here it is, the ATRX Research Alliance. Their mission is so direct and so urgent. Find treatments for ATRX syndrome and do it faster. Their secret weapon is their whole structure. It's a real, genuine partnership between the parents who live with this disease every single day and the scientists who are working to unravel it.
And just look at the incredible mix of brain power they've pulled together. On one side, you've got Dr. Gimmons. They call him the godfather of ATRX research. I mean, this is the guy who helped discover the gene decades ago. His knowledge is priceless. And then you've got the new guard, experts like Drs. Bradbury and Tillotson, who are on the absolute cutting edge of stuff like gene therapy. It's this blend of deep experience and brand new innovation that gives them such a unique edge.
So you've assembled the dream team, but what's their game plan? Let's take a look at the actual science, their strategy for tackling this thing.
The Alliance has this really clear four-step roadmap. First, they build models of the syndrome, right there in the lab. Think cells in a dish and special mice. This lets them study it up close. Second, they zero in on how the missing protein actually damages our DNA. Third, they trace that damage to see its impact on the brain, how it messes with brain cells surviving and connecting. And then finally, all of that work leads them to the bullseye, a specific target where a future treatment could actually work.
But look, having brilliant scientists and a smart plan, that's only half the story. The Alliance has a secret weapon, and it's easily the most powerful one they've got, the families themselves. And the main way families get involved is through this project called Simon Searchlight. In rare disease research, data is absolutely everything. Simon Searchlight is the platform that lets families contribute their own data, basically turning their personal experiences into real scientific progress.
So what does that participation actually look like? Well, it comes down to two simple but incredibly powerful things: sharing anonymous medical info, which helps researchers spot patterns, and providing blood samples. And this is where something as simple as a blood sample gets turned into a revolutionary tool for research.
Because those blood samples are pure gold for these researchers. From them, scientists can create something incredible called induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPSCs. Just think of these as master cells that can be programmed to become any kind of cell in the body. For ATRX, they turn them into brain cells, which lets them study the disease in a dish using cells from actual patients. It's amazing.
The result is basically a library of these patient-derived cells that is, and this is a quote, an incredible and free resource for researchers worldwide. Just think about what that means for a second. In a field where money's always tight, this just erases a huge barrier for labs everywhere. It totally turbocharges the pace of discovery, letting scientists focus on testing new therapies instead of just building the tools to get started. So let's pull it all together. You've got expert scientists, a crystal clear roadmap, and families who are empowered and all in. When you combine all those things, you get a model that is truly transformative.
And this, right here, is the crucial point. The ATRX Alliance shows us that when you tear down the walls between the lab and the living room, when families and scientists work as true partners, progress doesn't just happen, it accelerates. It's a model that's fueled by both scientific genius and a whole lot of heart.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? This powerful combination of community and science is making these incredible strides against one rare disease. So, the
The final question I want to leave you with is this. What if this wasn't just a story about ATRX? What if this was the blueprint for tackling all rare diseases?